Hello, hello everyone. This is I'm going to try to do a sermon video today. I'm in the Proverbs series, and I'm in Proverbs 15. I may not read every verse, but you can read along with me. I'm reading it's in the King James version of the Bible, and it says, "A soft answer, verse 1, turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger." I've had a lot of sinus allergies while trying to make these lately, so if I do, please forgive me. I'm going to do the best I can. I started making these about a year ago. I think it was right at the 1st of April, and we've got the band out at our church, and they wanted me to make a video. Other ministers were making them about the coronavirus, so I did that, and so then they wanted me to make another video for our band out, and I did, and so it just went on, and it got to be YouTube too. But anyway, soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. I heard an old expression that said, "You fight fire with fire." Well, I have to disagree with that. I think you fight mostly with water. If you say something with a little fire in it, and I come back with a little fire, that's not gonna quench it. So, some people's got that. Just let people know who the boss is attitude, just let people know who's in charge. And as long as if we refuse to negotiate or compromise, we're gonna it's gonna be a fight world. A wisely spoken word can save much unpleasantness if we'd only take time to think before we act. I want God to help me I've always wanted to be a peacemaker and not an agitator. Let my words spread calm and be soothing and have comfort. That's the way I'd like to be. Verse 3 says, "The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good." I heard about a great company had a record for security. It had all the latest technology. It had monitors, and just by sitting in a chair, there was cameras everywhere, and the security guy could just sit in the chair and monitor it. Well, we have somebody that there's nothing that gets by him. He is the watchman, and he has some watchmen that's on the wall that tries to look out for us. But there's nothing that can happen that God is not immediately aware of. He knows exactly what's going on. God knows us, and He loves us totally. He knows us totally. I know one time my wife asked me, said, "How are they getting away with that?" And I told her, "They're not getting away with anything. You're not getting away with anything. I'm not getting away with anything. There's nobody getting away with nothing. God is going to sort it all out when we get to the end. You don't have to worry about it. Help me to do the things which are most pleasing in your sight." Verse 8, I'm going to skip down to verse 8, and it says, "The sacrifice of the wicked is abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is His delight." There's some people that join churches, they just do it to look good, kind of like something to have on the resume. It's kind of a public relations type deal. And but let's see, it says, "Hell and destruction are before the Lord, and how much more than the hearts of the children of men." There's some people, it seems to them that they're out of God's sight. That He might not know what they're feeling or thinking, but I'm here to tell you He does. He does know. Verse 12 says, "A scorner loveth not the one that reproveth reproveth him, neither will he go unto the wise. That's why we don't do things. Sometimes we're afraid of failing or getting chastised. A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. I heard about somebody that asked their friend, said, "You never get mad. You always seem happy and having a good time. I don't understand it. I wished I could be like you." The two walked along, and the one that said, "It's really not that hard. You just have to decide you're going to be happy and then do it. I got tired of being unhappy about everything, so I decided to quit." They said, "It can't be that easy." He said, "Well, it was." They said, "Well, it was for me. I just thought about which I like better, being happy or being sad. And I don't like being sad, so I fight it." We can decide to be happy. I believe that with all my heart. You decide. Paul said in Acts, I believe it was, I could find it, but right now might take a little while. But anyway, he said, he was before the king. He said, "Oh, king, I think myself happy." You can think yourself happy. You decide to. It becomes your default. I've explained this before, but I like bold print. And I put it in there when I'm making a Word document or something, put it in bold print. And so I might not open it up again to the next day and I want bold print, but it comes up the default, which is not bold. So I have to make bold my default. Some people can get happiness going. I mean, if they're in a crowd of people or at church or whatever, they seem to be pretty happy. But then when they're all alone, they can't get that going because that is not their default. It takes a little bit to make it your default. It's not automatic. It wasn't for me because I grew up in negativity all around me. My dad was alcoholic, and you seemed like couldn't do anything right. But I wanted to change so bad, I found a way to at least do it. I'm not the best, but I'm still in progress. You go by these construction sites and they have these sawhorses and things like that, and it says construction underway or whatever. Well, I'm in a construction zone, still working on it. Verse 15 says, "All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart hath a continual feast." Why can't we be happy? If we got a good mind, we got a good family, got a good church, got enough to eat, and the sun not shining today, but it does a lot of times. So we're very fortunate. And besides that, God has got joy. And we're supposed to have some of that. Verse 16 says, "Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith." The minute we start turning our attention to wealth and possessions, we turn it from the Lord. The less we own, the less we're distracted, seems like to me. And a wise person chooses to pursue the Lord. There's so many things, children of God, that call for our attention in this life. We don't need one more. Verse 18 says, "A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife." If we could learn to care less about ourselves and more about others, there would be fewer occasions we would cause discord. Verse 19 says, "The way of the slothful man is as a hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain." In the body there are many parts, and each one must do what it was created to do, or it can't function well. It's important that we all give our best effort. I hope I can always put forth my best image. I hope that my normal is good. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed in, but in the multitude of counselors they are established. when people think they got all the answers and they refuse to listen to anybody else, there's usually going to be trouble. Uh, I thought about Rehoboam. He needed counsel, and he went to the older men and asked what to do about this group of people, and they told him to lighten up on them, be kind to them. So then he called the younger brothers, his equals, his peers, and they said, make it harder than your father did. His father was Solomon, and he heeded the advice of the young men and got in trouble. They later came and took 450 shields of gold, so they lost big time. A man hath joy by the answer of his mouth, and the sound of words spoken in season, how good it is. God's favor is worth more than all the riches in the world. A word spoken in due season, how good it is. And, I've always tried to be the kind of person, I'm not saying I was, I'm just saying I tried to be, that if somebody said, how you doing, Brother Dale, I'd say, let's talk about how you doing. But I got radiation burns, and I was down for about 7 months, and people ask, how you doing, Brother Dale? And I'd say, I'm hanging in, I'm hanging on. And I hated those answers. And when I started feeling better, I couldn't wait to get back to saying, how are you doing? I didn't like belly aching, mully grubbing, whining. I didn't like any of that stuff. A kind person would think before speaking. The powerful word to destroy is unbelievable. And the verse 28 says, the heart of the righteous studieth the answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. So we'll think before we answer. Words have so much power. Millions of kids that go to bed hungry. They did last night. But millions more went to bed hungry for just a kind word from their parents or whoever, teacher or whoever it is. They're starving for a good. Your words have an effect on people. Choose them carefully, because they do. The light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart, and a good report maketh the bones fat. Verse 31 and 2 says, the ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise. He that refuses instructions despises his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. The fear of the Lord, verse 33, the fear of the Lord is instruction of wisdom, and for honor is humility. My dad taught me against bragging. I sure try not to do that. You ever been around anybody and they're always rattling off their accomplishments and how they, how clever they was or how smart they was or whatever it is like that. I sure hope I don't do that, because it said, let another lips praise thee, or praise you, and not your own. And that's the way it ought to be. When you hear other people compliment you, that's better than you praise yourself any day of the week. I've enjoyed getting this to you today. I love you. I care about you. I'm going to give you my phone number, 256-508-4410. If you would, when you call, if I don't answer, would you leave me a message? Let me know who you are and how I can get back in touch with you. I might not right away, but I will try to. 256-508-4410. And until we do this next time, may God richly bless you.